when you create a selection, the order in which you add things to the selection is preserved. So if we add to the selection this rounded rectangle and then this donut, these three items are selected and the order in which they were selected is also known. So that selection is not the same as that selection. The objects in it are the same, but the order in it is different. It's the reverse of what we did previously, and that's useful for a number of situations. That was never the case though with nodes. So if I select that Bezier node and that one, then all that's known is the fact that that is selected and that node is selected. The order in which they were selected, that's not preserved, that's not known. And it became more and more evident that it would be useful to know the order in which the nodes were selected as well as the items were selected. And the reason for that is if I add a node here and then disconnect and add a node and disconnect, I'll just shuffle that and put it there. So that's still one object. I've just sliced the Bezier and created three separate Beziers now in this one object. Previously, if I'd have selected that node, then that node, then that node, then that node, the order wouldn't have been known. So when I tried to do a connect, I basically started with the first node that was selected and then looked at distances to see, to try and second guess what the user wanted. They wanted to go from here to here because that's quite close, and then they would go from there to there maybe. But what if the distance between that node and that node is less than that node and that node? So when you connect, you could be going from there to there to there. It was a bit it wasn't non-deterministic, but it was second guessing the user, which I didn't like. So now we do preserve the order in which nodes are selected. We can use that order in some aspects of the node tool, in this case connect. So if I press connect now, we've gone and connected that Bezier to that one using an additional line segment. Then we move around and we've connected that one to that one using an additional line segment there. So we're not second guessing the user anymore using various schemes of distances and so on. We're literally taking the order in which they've selected the nodes to be the order in which they want the connection to be performed. And we can see it. So if I undo that, if we select the same nodes but in a different order, so if we go from there to there to there to there, previously again that selection of nodes would have been exactly the same as the previous selection of nodes, but now we know the order. It's not the same anymore. The content is the same, i.e. the nodes that are selected, but the order in the selection is now different. So if we connect again using the same selected nodes but selecting them in a different order, we get a different result because the user has told us exactly what they want. They wanted to go from there to that node, around, and then from there to that node. So if we undo that, so the order in which nodes are selected is now preserved, and it can be used in various different scenarios, one of which is connecting nodes together, connecting Beziers together.